Welcome back to my channel, Joyfully Homeschooling Boys, and today is math day. We are going to get into the maths that I have done, what we're currently using, and what we will be using in the upcoming homeschool year. I figured that I would just talk a little bit about the history of the maths that we have used and all of that while I'm here making this video of what we're going to use for this year. So the first thing, when we first started homeschooling, we started with Masterbooks math, and I will kind of give like a quick pros and cons of what I did like about these curriculums, but also the things that I didn't like about these curriculums. And some of them I don't really have any dislikes. It was more so like it wasn't working for my child and therefore we had to move on. So with Masterbooks, as far as the lower grades, I enjoyed how simple the days were, how fast it went, and that they also had it like add-ons that you could buy for the math portion, which I really like that. Still to this day, I do have a sweet spot for Masterbooks. It's just that where my kids are going, and because they're college bound, I feel like they needed something more on the college level of the work that they're going to get when they actually get to college. But we changed from Masterbooks our second year. I did use a bunch of grades in the time that we were using Masterbooks. When we finally did 6th grade, it wasn't as light as the ones before it. And because I have to think back, the reason why we did leave Masterbooks was because I felt like my younger one kind of needed to be challenged, and I felt like my middle one at the time needed more help in math. So you already know what happened, right? Instantly I was like, oh, well, let's just go to Saxon. And I went to Saxon for my older two. My younger one was still using Masterbooks, so I did use Masterbooks along a while with him. We eventually changed to Saxon. We did about 1 year Saxon, and as simple, I'll just run it down, because Saxon for me was a con for me, is that it was just too much work, paperwork. Every day they wanted you to do the same drills that they would give you for whatever area of math you were working on at the time. So if it was multiplication, you would have like 70 multiplication problems to write the answers for. And at the time, that was just not for us. Where we are right now, I would go back to Saxon, but I'm not feeling the pile of this needs to take us an hour to do it. Having a lot of practice in math, yes, I feel like that's essential to master the things of math. But on top of, I feel like once you warmed up with Saxon and you learn the lesson for the day and you get to your first 5 problems, it's already been like 45 minutes, like, you know, and you haven't even really did the gist of the work. So I felt like we needed something more straight into the point. And also at this time, I was like, I wanted mastery, because I felt like all of them needed that. So the only real con that I had about Saxon was that I feel like if you're gonna have a heavy curriculum like that you should do video. I know there's Nicole the math lady that you can get to go with Saxon, but I feel like why not include the videos? Yeah, make videos Saxon, or hire Nicole the math lady, right? So we left from Saxon and I started MATHUSEE. Y'all, we only stayed with MATHUSEE for 1 year because I was influenced by somebody talking about it doesn't really prepare them for and I can't say that, I'm just going on what I heard from another YouTube mama. I feel like the smaller things in math that they wouldn't teach. And I'm learning now that I kind of do like spiral. So in a way, even with the math that we are going to do, I'm making it spiral. So I will talk about that also. And so yeah, MATHUSEE, because the age that you're at and testing do not align. So if you're a homeschool mom that might have to do testing, MATHUSEE might not work great for your homeschool because your child can get tested on decimals and exponents and all that stuff, and they're still in fractions. Or so it just depends on where you live, where you homeschool. As for me, my thoughts when it comes to MATHUSEE. All right, guys. So now that we are already 10 minutes into the video, and I'm sure you're waiting on what the heck are you going to pick. So I talked about Saxon and Masterbooks and MATHUSEE because that is something that we have used. The last but not least, CTC Math. This is what we have used in our current year. I am happy with CTC Math. I'm happy that it grades. I'm happy that it keeps track of things. I am sorry that I did not get to do like a video of you actually looking inside of MATHUSEE. But once I went in there, it was like all my kids' stuff. That's all you could see. And I was like, okay, I'm not sharing all of that. So it was hard for me to try to do like a whole look inside CTC Math. And it was actually a good lesson for me. I know going forward to not, to actually do the video for you before I input all my kids' information. So CTC Math. The pro grading, keep track of everything. That was also good. The lessons are good. The videos are nice and short. That could be a pro and a con because I feel like sometimes the videos were too short and it was like you didn't really cover the topic in total, because leading to another con is that sometimes my kids get a problem in CTC Math and they're like, but you didn't go over this. It's a completely different, and even me watching the video and then seeing the problem, I'm like, okay, but you didn't explain this problem that obviously takes another step that you did not go over. So that was a thing with CTC Math. So for this year, what I am doing for my 6th grader, he is still going to continue CTC Math. Because where he is right now, I don't have a problem with it. And I already know when he gets to pre-algebra, I'm just going to change him out. But I also will show you what they have been, if I can find the book. So even though he is doing CTC Math, he's already started the 6th grade. He started it over the summer. So my goal is to get him through the 6th and 7th grade. But also on the flip side of that, he started this. And I got my little post-it. He started this and he's just doing multiplication because I felt like MATHUSEE did not do a lot of big problem repetitiveness. I do like now that they do have tests in there. You can do question bank. You can do give them extra problems to do. The diagnostic tests, they are good with CTC Math, but I sometimes, again, with that, it's like, my kids feel like, but you didn't cover this and you put it on the diagnostic test. So, and I know that's one of those things where they're trying to see what you know and what you don't know. So it might be something that they didn't cover. But all in all, last to say, that is what my 6th grader is going to continue using for this upcoming homeschool year. Also, if you saw in my haul, the Key 2 series, after he finished this, he will be going into the fractions. He will have a fraction book just like this. And it's just for extra practice. So this is how I'm kind of making his schoolwork spiral. This is his warm-up workbook. And he will go from multiplication to fraction to decimals, measurements. I want him to cover those all singly. And then kind of what MATHUSEE does, but it's not like a whole entire big old textbook for the whole year. It's just a workbook that I'm throwing in. I know a lot of people are not about doing the extra work pages and it's just mindless work, but here in my homeschool, yeah, We use workbooks. And a lot of his other stuff, because he is kinesthetic, I try to take it off the page. I don't try to like, and I'm trying to do that more this year because I want things like this. And when we sit down to write, I don't want him to already feel like, oh, I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to take more things off the page, and those things that we still have to do in the book, it's going to be a book. So, all right. Now on to my 9th and 10th grader, and showing you my decision of what I chose for them for math this year. And guys, everybody, I honestly was not like, I'm not choosing this because I feel like it's like a YouTube going around YouTube. But what I did do is I showed my older 2 videos, one from MATHUSEE and one from Denison's Math. I believe they chose this one because the person in the video talked way slower and they explained it way slower. So I felt like that was the one thing that stood out that they both liked. The person on the other video was talking kind of fast, and even for me, I was like, okay, am I keeping up, or am I like trying like hard to keep up? I'd rather you be able to listen intently or whatever. So for my 10th grader, dun, 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 we're doing Denison's, guys. It is only 14 chapters, so even if you're doing this 1.5 chapters a week, it's only gonna take you about less than 20 something weeks. So he will definitely be starting algebra 2 this year. And then the other thing they have is a brag sheet. It's big, hairy, awesome geometry brag sheet where they explain all the things. They give you like a all the things you need basically to understand what you're going to be learning this year. I do love that because it's visual, and my 10th grader is a visual learner. And so they talk about the Denison method of how they want you to go about your day. What else comes with the book is your solutions manual, and this has all of your solutions in it. I also do like that they get to, check their own work, and if they get it wrong, there is a video online that will give you that will go over their work. There is also a parent guide and test booklet. I really should have grabbed scissors. This one is even worse. It's like shrink wrap. Alright, what's in here? Quick start parent guide. Don't stress, just modify. Grading. A quick details about the course. Then it gives you a place to record grades. That's something that I will pull out and use. And then it shows you how to pace each chapter. And then it gives you the booklet with all of the tests in there. And then the answers to the test is also in here. All right. So for my 9th grader, it's the same thing. And I will show you inside the booklet. I'm not going to show you the parent guide and test booklet because, of course, it's the same one as the one you will see. You already saw. And Algebra 1 is way bigger. This is Algebra 1 compared to geometry. What I said when he'll be done with that. This Algebra 1 is huge. So in Algebra 1, the same thing. They have your little cheat sheets in the front. And Algebra 1 is 17 chapters. And you have all your BRAC sheets, big hairy algebra concepts. That's what these are called. And then it gives you one for every chapter. And then you go into your assignments for the day. One thing I do like about this is that I'm going for something that's not only like going to really teach you how to do it right and teach you like with little chunks, even though it's still going to take about 45 minutes. It makes math feel simple, but yet it's impactful. With this, they're also going to be going over math vocabulary. that I'm using teaching the 8th grade class that I'm teaching this year. And this is the solutions manual. So it just has all your solutions in here. I'm not going to show this either because this is literally solutions. My next video is probably going to be science, and then I will put out history, and then family subjects will be a little bit further down because I don't know if I'm starting them in October or November, but I will hit you with the family subjects eventually because some of the things for those I still have to get. Thank you for watching, and I will check you out in my next video. I'm tired, y'all. I could just go to sleep. Peace, guys. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second because my neighbors are playing music and I'm almost sure that you're going to hear that in my video. So back at it. I closed my windows because my neighbors know they can party like no other. So that's what I'm doing. Now, on MATHUSEE, you can make your own sheets. Now beep.